Sergeant, get your lieutenant, please.
There is no lieutenant. I'm
Then
in.
get a captain.
There is no captain.
Then
I'm in.
get somebody that outranks you, Sergeant.
Nobody
I have
outranks
the
me.
very valid registration.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. Today I have a special series of videos for you. That's right, this is going to be part 1 of 2 on this guy named Jeremy DeWitt, and he is a serial police impersonator. This first video is going to be going over just GoPro footage that was uncovered of him faking being a cop pretty much, and then the part 2 is actually him being on Dr. Phil's show. That's right, he was a guest recently earlier this week, and his episode is absolutely crazy, so make sure you stay tuned for all of this because it's going to be nuts. So some backstory and just something I have to get out of the way real quick. I am not a lawyer, I don't claim to be, and I am not making any official claims on what this guy's doing. I don't know anything about the laws in Florida. I believe that's where he is with funeral processions, so I'm not claiming to know everything about the law or say he definitely did this or he definitely did that, but the footage is gonna speak for itself. So this guy owns a company where he is escorting funeral processions, so I don't really know. I haven't gone to many funerals really, but I'm pretty sure they're driving from one location to another, maybe from the person's house to the funeral home, and he and his goons, yes, I'm gonna call them goons, drive these people around and escort them on these fake police bikes and police cars that have liveries on them to make it look like they're official cops pretty much. And this footage is absolutely nuts. I'm just gonna give you a taste right now. Enough talking, let's get into it.
Go past me! Go past
So, when I first saw this clip, I was so confused. I really thought that he was screaming at another cop like, oh my god, this guy is ballsy. He's out here with his fake little motorcycle with some eBay lights on it, and he is screaming at what I thought was another officer, but no, this is just one of his goons that's in another patrol car of theirs for his company that's called Metro State, like Funeral Escort Services or something like that. But yeah, this is all to get a dead person from point A to point B. I don't know why they're being so extra, and you're gonna see this guy is incredibly rude, screaming at people on the road and endangering people by just driving like an absolute maniac. He thinks he's in Need for Speed or something. I also wanted to mention all the clips from this are going to be from the channel Real World Police, who have a giant library of videos of this guy. I went down this rabbit hole actually a couple months ago and I didn't think to make a video on it, but I'm glad I waited until he was on the Dr. Phil show to make this 2-parter because it just gets weirder from here on out. Like, this guy is literally deranged.
What are you doing? Repo, go around somehow. Go. Go around me. You gotta learn to get out of the truck faster, bro.
And the funniest thing is half of this footage is him trying to corral his own dumb employees that just don't know how to drive and don't really know how to do their job that well, because the whole time they're trying to play fake cops and robbers and have their sirens going on. Now you'll see him pass real police officers, and again, I think the laws in Florida or wherever he's at, I believe it's Florida, are so backwards with this funeral procession stuff, and that's why he kind of found this loophole to where he can be as close to a cop as possible in his mind without actually being a cop or, you know, needing to follow rules. How he's allowed to just stop intersections like this, and you'll see he's driving at excessive speeds. I don't know how he can get around that, but let's just keep going, you know? So in this clip, he's just hauling ass down this road, splitting lanes. I don't even think he's with the group of the funeral right now. He's maybe just going like a mile ahead to make sure it's locked down for them, and he thinks he's really going out of his way to do his job correctly. But really, I think this guy's just out here driving like a maniac and uses his company as an excuse. And something to note here that I'm kind of forgetting to go over is this is for a funeral. Think about that. Like, you are the family members of this person that just died, and it's one of the worst days ever probably going to their funeral, and the whole time you're embarrassed by these bozos whipping past you with their sirens, screaming at random pedestrians to get out of the way. Just a bad look for your dead relative at that point. Like, ugh, everything about this is disgusting.
I don't give a
And look at this. This is him literally sitting here on his like big boy bike, blocking this giant intersection for his job. And then he's like flexing to this person like, you can try me, bro, but I'm gonna be here no matter what. You want me to call the cops? I pretty much am one. Like, you don't need to call them, but seriously, don't mess with me, okay? Or I might be escorting your ass later today. Get it? Because, you know, he's a funeral director and he would... Never mind. Let's keep going.
Hey! Stop your vehicle!
And this poor guy tries to go through because he's like, screw this isn't a real cop, I'm just gonna go. But no, he gets the siren as well and gets a stern talking to.
Hey! Dumb white bitch in a blue car. Get to my spot.
So this next clip's very interesting because this random woman who he refers to as a dumb white, expletive, is just driving along and happens to become a part of this fleet without even knowing it, because you're not always driving around thinking, oh my gosh, is this group of cars I'm next to part of a funeral procession? No, you're just driving. So how does he handle this? In the worst way possible. Dude, there's literally not even a shoulder there, you idiot. What? She's just gonna park in the grass? Like, you can't just tell people to do that just because you think you're doing your job. You're such a dork, man.
You better... You! Out of my funeral! Out of my funeral! You over there!
This is truly my favorite clip. I forgot about this one. So this Mustang drives by and he's just literally hauling, trying to catch up to this dude just to kick him out. He pulls up in front of him and literally says, you get out of my funeral. Like, dude, this isn't your funeral. You work for the company that drives the poor people whose funeral it actually is for from place to place, okay? You don't have ownership of this funeral at all. God, this guy is on a power trip the entire time, and you're gonna see when he's on Dr. Phil, his attitude is just the same. It's ignorance and idiocracy. This guy really thinks he's doing something out here, but really he just looks like Paul Blart on a crappy motorcycle, and everyone's probably laughing at him.
What are you doing? What the f does it look like I'm doing, dumb?
Impersonating a police officer is what it looks like you're doing, you absolute idiot. I mean, look at you in this reflection. You want to be a motorcycle cop so bad, Paul Blart. Shut the hell up, dude.
Do me a favor, hold off on the police siren until we're out of their jurisdiction. Mother.
And if you want to see just another damning clip of this man that shows that he knows exactly what he's doing, he tells his goons here to not use their sirens until they're out of the local police's jurisdiction, because I'm sure they've gotten tickets or gotten reported for these sirens and these fake decals that make them look like police officers and confuse the public. You sneaky little rat, you. Now I'm gonna show you a clip that proves this dude thinks he is either a cop or the main character of a movie or just living in a freaking Need for Speed video game. Him and his goons shut down this highway and they just let it absolutely rip. That's the entire reason they blocked the highway. They're gonna say it's because of the funeral and they wanted to make sure, you know, everyone could get there safely. But really he just blocks it so that he can try to redline on this crappy bike of his. Again, this guy is just such a dork. Watch this.
I can promise you there's cops coming right now somewhere. That thing's speeds en route somewhere from somewhere.
And as he's locking down the highway, he even knows that Florida Highway Patrol is gonna be on him and his squad very shortly, so they gotta enact quickly. Let's see what they do.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's at least get some speed. Let's get to 100.
You guys thought cops in GTA RP were sad, but this is a whole other level, okay? He literally said, let's get some speed, guys. Let's try to get to 100 miles an hour. Yeah, let it rip. Gosh, this is so comical. I'm really having a good time just clowning on this guy, but it really is the dumbest profession to ever have. And you guys pretty much get the gist of this. I mean, there's a whole 20-minute video that I'm taking this from again, Real World Police's channel. I'm just giving them a shout out. This isn't sponsored, obviously, but they really do have a huge collection of videos about this guy. They know more about the case than I do. I'm just an innocent bystander that's here for some good freaking content. And actually, the end of the clip, you can see him in court talking to the judge, so that's kind of a fun time. I don't know much about the case, and the clip is kind of, you know, know, out of context, but it does show him just trying to weasel his way out of it, like of course you know he's trying to do. I think he's still facing some legal troubles for this, and again, this was part 1 of this video because tomorrow I'm gonna have him on the Dr. Phil show and we're gonna go over that whole segment. It's beautiful. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Jeremy today. Let me know what you thought of this case down in the comments below, and if you think this guy is just way out of line. I think this is the funniest police cosplay that I have seen so far. Gosh, mind-blowing that he can get away with this, but maybe not for long, who knows. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, peace out.